So it's exciting for us to be talking about our fabulous Explore program, which is now online and self-paced. And I'm here with Sarah Curtis-Farley, who is our presenter and educator in that program, and our director of programs for SBE in general. So hi, Sarah.
Hi, Kim. So good to be talking to you today about Explore.
So tell me in a nutshell, for those that don't know yet, what does SBE actually do?
Sure. So SBE Australia has existed for over 10 years, and our vision is to support ambitious women founders at every stage of the entrepreneurial journey, so that more women can build really impactful businesses.
That's awesome. And I know that SBE began with the later stage global flagship program that we run. Why did you create the Explore program?
Sure. Yes. So, I mean, it's really interesting because SBE Australia grew out of a partnership with Springboard Enterprises in the United States. And for a long time, as you said, there was this focus on the later stage businesses that were scaling and growing into international markets. But what we found is that women at the earlier stages of the entrepreneurial journey were coming to SBE looking for knowledge and support. And we just really didn't have anything to offer them for a long time. And so a few years ago, the SBE team decided to create the Explore program specifically for women at that very, very early stage of the founder journey. So what we refer to as the ideation stage. You've got a brilliant idea, a problem you want to solve, but you're not quite sure what to do next. And that's what Explore helps you to walk through, what to do next.
That's terrific. I think it's probably prudent now just to do a quick overview of each program of where they're focused.
Sure. So SBE likes to say that we support founders from idea through to IPO. And we have programs and services designed for each stage of that journey. So today we're talking about our Explore program, which is for that ideation phase. You're just kind of starting out and figuring out the problem you are solving and the solution you want to bring to market. We then have our Evolve program, which is for MVP stage businesses. That stands for minimum viable product, in startup lingo. So Evolve is for founders who have an MVP or are very close to MVP, and really helps founders to get ready for that commercialization phase and also gear up to seek investment if that's the path they're going down. New in 2023, we have a program called Elevate, which we're really excited about. So Elevate is for founders that are in market, starting to get traction, and are focused on that kind of business building phase. So, how to build your team, dial in your operations, your technology, your finances, and put all the pieces in place so that you can poise yourself for international growth. Then we have our flagship program, SBE Global. For many years, it was known as Springboard. It's now SBE Global. And that is designed for founders who have significant traction in the Australian and New Zealand markets and are ready to expand into international markets. So yes, we support founders at every stage, and we love kind of working with founders as they start and then as they go through all those different, phases of the growth journey.
Terrific. So Explore is really for that idea, validating that idea and moving on from that. But the interesting thing is that we've had people come back and do it again. So you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it is fascinating. So we have had founders who, one of the things we see in SBE is that we have lots of serial entrepreneurs. So founders that, maybe they have started one business and then had a successful exit, or, are starting something new, and they come back to us for additional support. And so we've had successful founders who, have already gone through the growth journey, who are now doing Explore because it's helping them to, work through their new idea in a very logical and structured way. And it's just kind of like reminding them of those, startup basics they need to try to ensure the success of their new venture.
I think that's brilliant. And I think this is, and because it's an online and self-paced program, you can keep coming back to it over and over and over and over again. I mean, that's just wonderful for all of those classic entrepreneurs that have, little idea factories. You can come and test each one. You can have 100 good ideas, and if one flies, and that's awesome. So how can doing a program like Explore help early stage founders build a successful business? What's the difference that Explore will make?
Well, as I'm sure many people know, the chances of startups succeeding is actually quite low. There's lots of startups that are started every year, and only a small percentage of those will actually go on to become successful businesses. But there are certain things that you can do to try to, increase your chances of success. And we have incorporated all of those kinds of learnings into the Explore program. So, for example, one of the top reasons that startups fail is that they don't find product market fit. And that often happens because startup founders haven't spent enough time really dwelling in the problem that they're solving and understanding the problem from the customer perspective. Some of the things we observe about early stage founders is that they get so excited and so passionate about their solution, but they haven't spent enough time really understanding, the scope, the nature, and the dimensions of the problem. So that's one of the things that Explore really spends a lot of time on is, how to understand the problem, how to do customer discovery, how to build low cost or even free prototypes that you can get in front of customers to start getting that feedback, so that you don't spend a whole lot of money building something that is not going to find a market.
Absolutely right. So why don't you tell us what's covered in Explore?
Oh my gosh, there is so much in Explore. We are continuously adding to it, I will say, as well, as I kind of, and our team thinks about additional lessons that might be valuable for early stage founders. So there's 10 modules in Explore, and each of those is broken down into 10 to 15 mini lessons. So there's over 100 mini lessons in Explore. So, we start with kind of an overview of the startup ecosystem. So what it means to build a startup, some of the vocabulary, you might need to be familiar with, how to, become a part of the ecosystem, as we call it, and build out your networks that are going to be really important. We then move on to the problem, as I was discussing, and how to understand the problem and how to get customer feedback. We then go into the solution, and how to validate your solution through prototyping. We spend a lot of time talking about what we call the build, measure, learn loop. So you're constantly iterating in small ways so that you can then get that additional customer feedback and make improvements. We talk about how to think about your value proposition, and how to make your idea defensible in the market, in comparison to your competitors. We then move on to prototyping, types of prototypes, how to do that, whether you're building a tech product or a, kind of retail consumer product. We then cover finances, making money. What is unit economics? What are the monetary factors going in? And then what is the money coming out, so that you can make sure that this is a viable enterprise? We talk about how to start the business in terms of, legal structures, recruiting team members. Gosh, there's so much in this. I'm just like looking as I'm talking at all the modules, and yeah, it's actually quite incredible. We talk about funding, so early stage funding, where you can get funding, grants, angel investment, preparing for raising capital. There's so much covered in this. It's a lot of content.
Sounds fantastic and comprehensive. So how does it work? I mean, do you have a certain amount of time to complete it, or do you have to do each module in a certain order, or how does it operate?
Yeah, I mean, one of the great things about Explore is that once you pay to access the program, it's yours for life, and you can dip in and out of it as needed. And so some of the founders we have quite a lot of founders who are already working their way through it. And the feedback I'm getting is that, they're not necessarily working their way through in sequential order, although you can do that if you'd like, but you can dip into each lesson as it's relevant to you. So if you need a refresher on unit economics and financials, go straight to that module. If you are, designing your prototype and want to just really focus on prototyping, go to that. So you can do it in your own time. We've developed the mini lessons to be really approachable and kind of snack sized, as I think of them. So, do it on your lunch break at work, or after you put the kids to bed, or, first thing in the morning. Give yourself half an hour and work your way through one lesson. We know that a lot of early stage founders are really busy people. Most still have full-time jobs or caring for, people in their lives. And so we wanted to make it, really approachable and accessible to as many people as possible.
Wonderful. How long would you estimate that it would take a founder to complete the Explore program if they work through it?
So I think that, in each module, as I said, there's 10 to 15 mini lessons, including written content, video content. We have a lot of really great interviews with experts in our network on a whole range of issues. And then there's activities where, we give you exercises to work through to reinforce your learnings and help you to start documenting all of the pieces you'll need to launch your business. So if you were to do all of that, kind of on a part-time basis, I think you could definitely work through it in about 8 weeks. Or if you just want to, set aside a week and do it full time, you could probably do it in that way as well.
Cool. And what other support can early stage founders get from SBE?
Sure. So, it's one of the things that we talk about extensively through the Explore program is that it is so important as an early stage founder to surround yourself with people that are going to support you, connect you to resources, and, really give you that lift, because being an entrepreneur is a challenging journey. So one of the things that I would suggest is joining the SBE community. We have a membership where you can join on an annual basis and then get access to monthly events, master classes, mentoring, connection to experts and advisors in our network. So that's a great way to connect with us on a deeper level, but then also our amazing community of founders at every stage of the business journey.
That is wonderful, Sarah. Look, we'll leave it there because I know everybody's busy and itching to get into Explore and validate their ideas. So we can't wait to see what everyone creates. Thank you for your time today. And for everyone else, get on to Explore and get that business growing. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.